Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. Welcome once more to my channel. If you are existing viewers, you are most welcome. If you are new viewers, you are also most welcome. If you are new, then please don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notification of the new videos that I produce. So we're carrying on with the math session, and today's session is called the percentage multiplier, which sounds difficult, but it isn't actually. All it is a shortcut to increasing or working out the increase or decrease in percentages. As always, I have a plea: please like, share and subscribe, particularly the subscribe. So the subscription rate is very disappointing, so please help in whatever way you can. I shall of course carry on persevering and hope that I get the subscribers. Okay, so as always we recap first. So here is a starter, and this recaps on the previous lesson, so I'm going to pause for 5 seconds. Okay viewers, I'm going to reveal the answers then. So the way that we did it in the previous session is that we need to find 30%. So I'm doing 8A with you. So we need to find 30% of 230. So 10% of 230 would be 23. And in this question we need 30%, which is 3 lots. 3 lots of 23 is 69. Okay, so that is the answer. I will reveal all of them and then we will move on. Okay, so that's all the answers revealed, and I am going to move on to the next slide. Okay, so just to recap or reinforce that we've all seen how to calculate percentages before. Hopefully you have understood that, and today we're going to be learning a quick way of doing percentage increases or decreases. And the next lesson that I am working on is what we call working backwards to calculate an original amount after we know that something has either increased or decreased. Okay, so we need examples. So suppose we have 550 pounds in a bank account, which increases at 15% per year. How much would we have after 1 year? So doing it the previous way, we would calculate 5% and 10%. Sorry, we should calculate 10%, which is the easier one, 55, and then 5% is half of that, and we would add the calculation that we've done to the 550. But in this session I'm going to show you a shortcut to that. So we have the 550, which, if you like, is 100%, the whole of that value. And we can also say it's 1. It has a value of 1. And then after 1 year we received 15%, so we now have 115%. Okay, and what we do is we put 115 divided by 100 is 1.15. That is known as the multiplier. Or if you like, we had the 1 before and we increased it by 15%. 15 divided by 100 is 0.15. 1 plus 0.15 is 1.15. So we must multiply 550 by 1.15. And the answer that we get is £632.50. So in the exam situation you must show this as a long multiplication. So you would multiply 550 by 115 and put in the 2 decimal places. So I'm going to go through a number of examples. Next one. Okay, what if we had 750 in a bank account which increased 9% per year? How much would we have after 1 year? So we have the 750 there, which of course is 100%. Then after 1 year we have 109%. We turn that into a multiplier, which of course is 1.09. 109 divided by 100 is 1.09, or if you like, we had the value of 1 to start off with. We've got 9%, which is 0.9, and we add 1 and the 0.9 to get 1.09. So we must multiply the 750 now with the 1.09. Okay, and the answer that we should get is £817.50. So again, you would have to show your workings, 750 times 109, and then put in the decimal places. Moving on to the next example. Imagine we have a car worth £1,200, which decreases in value by 20%, as cars do decrease. How much would it be worth after 1 year? So the key word there is decreases, so obviously the value is going to go down. So it's worth 1,200, and that of course is 100%. Now after 1 year it is no longer worth 100, it's not worth more, it has gone down in value. Therefore it is worth 80% of its original value. So our multiplier must show that. So the way to calculate the multiplier, remember, the new value divided by 100. So the new value is 80. 80 divided by 100 is of course 0.80. When we must multiply 1200 by 0.80, and the answer we get is 960. So please check my answers. 1200 multiplied by 80, and then don't forget the decimal places. The answer you should get is 960. So I really can't emphasize enough the importance of doing the long multiplications. There are quite a number of questions in the 11 plus and SATs that are long multiplication. Moving on to the next example. A pair of shoes is reduced in a sale by 9% if they originally cost £20 and 99 pence. What is the sale price? So I am going to leave that up for 5 seconds so that you can stop the video and have a go at it yourself. Then I will reveal the answer. I'll go through it quite quickly. Okay viewers, I'm about to go through the answer. So it was originally £20.99, which is 100%. It has gone down in price by 9%, so the new value is 91%. So 91 over 100. To calculate the multiplier is 0.91. So we must multiply 0.91 with £20.99, or 91 with 2099 if you like, and then don't forget the decimal places, and the answer is £19.10. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. So this slide asks you to calculate the multipliers. So remember, they can either be 1 point something or 0 point something, and I'm going to leave it for 5 seconds so that you can have a go. Okay, so just explaining the first one, then it's a 10% increase, so the new value is 110. 110 divided by 100 of course is 1.10, or if you like, we have a value of 1, and then 10% is 0.10, so we add 1 and 0.10, and the multiplier is 1.10. Okay, so these are all, sorry, there's another increase, this is a decrease, so in this instance it's a decrease of 40%, so therefore it's worth 0.6. Okay, and increase again, decrease, and now be careful with this one, because we have the 100% to start off with, and here it has doubled and then 20% more on top. Therefore we had the original 100 and we are adding 120. That makes 220. 220 divided by 100 is of course 2.20. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. Okay, so here we have got a slight more challenging calculation, because we have to do something for 2 years. So you have 250 pounds in a bank account which pays you 4% interest each year. How much would will you have after each of these, after 1 year and 2 year? I think the 1 year one is forward. So we have the 250, 100% to start off with, then 104 because it was a 4% interest rate, therefore the multiplier is 1.04, so we multiply the 250 by 1.04. So the new value is 260. So it has increased by £10. So how do we calculate year 2? So remember we had 250, then after year it's 260. So do you think it is going to be 270 because we had a £10 increase? That is the question. Okay, well the answer is no, it isn't, because well, assuming that we don't take any money out, of course, the new amount sort of basically becomes 260. We had 250 in the first year, and then we kept it for a year. That 250 is now worth 260, and it is on this amount that you will get the interest. So 260 is now the 100%, and of course we get the interest of 4%, so it's worth 104. The multiplier again is 1.04, so we multiply 260 by 1.04, and the answer actually is £270 and 40 pence. Okay, so I think this is really the level that you would be expected in a SATS question or 11 plus, but for GCSE it you can be asked for more than 2 years, but all you do is multiply by that multiplier every time. So that's what the first line is showing. So it's 250 times 1.04, that will give you first year, and then the amount that you get, which in our example was 260, you multiply it by 1.04 again, and that will give you the value at the end of year 2. Okay, the last line says 250 times 1.04 to the power of 2. That would be used if you were allowed to use a calculator. So doing that, you can work out any amount, any number of years, okay, and that would be a GCSE standard question, probably to what I would call a grade 4, possibly a grade 5. So hopefully you've understood the way that I've done it. You multiply it by the multiplier each time, and it can be done on the calculator, and we need the power button, it's X to the Y button, and any number of years. Okay, so that brings us to the session, and as always I have made 10 questions for you to try, which I shall pause for 5 seconds so that you can write them down, and then of course I will reveal the answers, we will summarize, and that is the end of the session. Okay, I'm about to move on to the next slide, which of course is the answer to the 10 questions. So hopefully you have understood today's session, and if you can use this, then you can do the exam questions a lot. Okay, so here are the answers to the 10 questions. I shall just pause for a few seconds. Okay viewers, that brings us to the end of another session. Just summarizing then, we've learnt a quick way of calculating percentage increases, decreases. We've learned to do we have learnt that to do this we need to consider what percentage we have after the change has taken place. In other words, whether it's an increase or a decrease, and then we calculate the multiplier. And as I said, the next lesson we will be working out original values using the multiplier. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the session. I thank you very much for watching, and I make the plea once again, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Please look after yourselves, look after others. Hopefully things are getting better. अपना ख्याल रखना, दूसरों का ख्याल रखना, हमें दुआओं में याद रखना. Until the next time, Allah Hafiz, goodbye.